Thank you very much. As you can imagine, spending all day Saturday and a Sunday morning talking about finance and insurance, what I'm going to report back on was some pretty robust discussions. We had academics, we had financial investors, insurance practitioners, and consultants in the room. And I think the key thing, what we called our session, was the climate finance and green insurance session. And we weren't short on ambition. The discussion about what should be the priority of this was not just Hong Kong. A lot of discussion on the Greater Bay Area and how we are inextricably linked into the Pearl River Delta. The innovation, the investment going in there, and how we as Hong Kong can support driving new financial models and new insurance models. The scale of the challenge is significant. There's been numbers up here. Bloomberg has some pretty staggering numbers that they use when they call their new energy outlook 2 degrees. They talk about $12.1 trillion out to 2040, about 450 billion US a year. But for some of you who are in the room, when Professor Ma spoke at the Green Finance Association launch, he talked about China having a 650 billion US opportunity in green finance. From the insurance side, what we discussed was what are the new models from a financial risk management instrument perspective that we can introduce, that we can bring into Hong Kong, but we can also then take into the region, if not globally. And that's in and around weather hedges, it's in and around cat bonds, it's in and around public-private partnerships that engage capital markets, government, as well as the insurance sector to provide disaster risk financing, disaster risk management, and insurance. It's being done all over the world, through the Caribbean into South and Southeast Asia. We need to do or introduce that concept here in Hong Kong. From a financial services perspective, a lot of discussion about mobilizing capital. Private capital, public capital, philanthropic capital. Capital that is catalytic early stage versus capital that is more long-term investor. And a lot of discussion in our group about the role of government, where government can fit in as an enabler, as a guarantor of last resort, as first loss capital, as a risk-sharing participant. And I think the consensus was, interestingly enough, with a number of students in the room, the idea of climate finance, the idea of green insurance, ultimately we came to a long and robust discussion on where's the career path, where can we go, where can we take this? In Hong Kong, we've got a lot of existing resources and subject matter expertise when we look at insurance, when we look at financial services, green bonds, green loans, etc. And the idea is how to take that to the next level through education, through engagement with academia, with government, but with the capital providers, both direct capital, equity and debt, but also the insurance industry, which represents contingent capital. And I'll stop there.